Good morning, students. Welcome to the session. Students, in this session, we are going to discuss about assignment key dated on 10th July 2020. Students, you know very well, from few days onwards, we have been learning excretion chapter. In this session, I would like to give the key for dated on 10th July 2020. Students, what are the questions given in the assignment question paper? Let us see. Let us discuss. First question is, you know that what are the substances present in a blood? Why should we learn the substances present in a blood? Why? Because the human excrete system that contains kidneys and nephrons, they filter the blood and they remove the excess or unwanted harmful substances that are present in the blood. So, students, let us see the substances that are present in a blood, and after that we will discuss how the kidneys removes waste products from our blood or from our body. First question is, what are the substances present in blood? What are the substances present in the blood? You know that the blood contains organic and inorganic substances and blood cells. So, let us see the organic substances as well as the inorganic substances that are seen in the blood. The organic substances are like glucose. You know that the glucose considered as one of the organic substance, glucose, and also other kind of organic substances like fructose, glucose, fructose, that are organic components. Even some of the proteins like globulins, what are globulins? Globulins are nothing but they are specialized proteins that are helping in the transportation of various substances right from the particular place to every cell of our body. So, globulins are a kind of proteins that are present in the blood that plays an important role in transportation. You know that the hemoglobin, if you look at hemoglobin is considered as one of the globulin protein. Hemoglobin considered as one of the globulin protein. Along with these organic substances, inorganic substances are also present. The inorganic substances are like calcium and iron. Along with the calcium and iron, iodine is also one of the major important inorganic substance. Potassium, you know that potassium helps in certain kind of functions. It helps in the certain kind of metabolism. Along with the potassium, other kind of inorganic substances are seen in the blood. Okay. So, simply you have to write the answer. Simply you have to learn the answer. Second question, I am going to second question. Children, let us see. Second question is, what are the substances present in urine? Now, there is a major question. What are the components generally you found in urine? So, what is your answer? Just try to imagine, recollect what you have learnt in the class, in the previous Zoom sessions. The components are such as like urine made up of approximately 75 to 80% of water. The urine contains the most appropriate and major content of urine is water. Along with this water, the nitrogenous substances like urine, along with this urine, other kind of substances like potassium or potassium, along with this potassium, phosphorus, that also seen in the urine. Major content of urine is water. Along with this water, urine nitrogenous component such as like uric acid or urea. You know that urea, it is one of the major nitrogenous substances. Some of the animals or some of the group of animals, they excrete ammonia. They excrete ammonia. Ammonia is considered as one of the toxic substance in an animal kingdom. Ammonium is, or ammonia is 1000 times toxic substance than urea or uric acid. Suppose take reptiles. What is the major important excretory substance in reptiles? Reptiles excrete uric acid. What they excrete? Uric acid. What is uric acid? Uric acid is also one of the nitrogenous excreta. What it is? Nitrogenous excreta. Next, moving on to third question. Let us see the third question. What are the substances present in both in blood and urine? Suppose take a third question. What are the substances present in blood as well as in urine? So let us try to recollect substances, comparison of substances that are present in blood and urine. Blood contains organic, inorganic and blood cells. Even urine also contains some of the dead cells of blood, some of the RBCs while they were dead in the body or in the blood, they will be excreted through the urine. So dead RBC, along with this dead RBC, urea, that is one of the nitrogenous waste product. Along with this urea, dead white blood cells that are seen in the urine. Now let us come to the blood. You know that the components that are present in blood, organic, glucose substance, fructose, inorganic, phosphorus, calcium, potassium, that are considered as a substances present in the blood. Next, moving on to next question. Let us see fourth question. Which substances are present above the normal limits both in the blood and urine? For this, I would like to show the answer. Fourth question. Which substances are present in both blood and plasma? Suppose take sodium, protein, potassium, urea, uric acid, as I said to you, urea and uric acid. Suppose take urea and uric acid. Both are considered as nitrogenous substances, nitrogenous excreta. Next, cholesterol, that is one of the important excreta, whereas calcium, phosphorus are present above the normal limits both in the blood and urine. So the concerned particular substances are present above the normal limits in the blood and urine. Suppose take creatinine. Take a substance called creatinine. Creatinine generally it should be present in lesser quantity. What is the importance of creatinine? The functioning of healthy human kidneys determined by presence of creatinine. If creatinine levels are increased, what will happen? The kidneys fails to function properly. So that's why the proper functioning of healthy kidneys are determined by counting the substance called creatinine. So creatinine levels should be lesser than the above substances. That is what I am trying to say. So the sodium, protein and potassium, urea, uric acid as well as cholesterol, even the cholesterol calcium, phosphorus are present above the normal limits both in blood and plasma. Next, moving on to fifth question. If any material is above the normal limits, I am moving on to fifth question, Anna. Let us see the fifth question. Fifth question. If any material is above the normal limits, it causes healthy problems which leads to a disease and damage of the organs. So what is our fifth question? Let us see. What is our fifth question? What do you think a reading above normal limits indicates? The normal limits, as I said to you, creatinine should be below the normal level. Then only kidneys can function well. Based on this, what do you think a reading above normal limits indicates? What it shows? If you see the answer, if any material is above the normal limits like creatinine, it causes healthy problems like kidney failures, stones in the kidneys, and also other kind of diseases. Okay. So this is the conclusion. For 5 different questions I have given the key. Remaining assignment keys we will be discussing with the interesting examples and diagrams in the coming classes. Thank you. Have a nice day.